What's up, guys? This is BoxingWave. Late night quick video. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple videos real quick, and let's start off with talking about Ryan Garcia fighting Luke Campbell. Now, if the fight appears to be official. All right, I'm not gonna get into all the mess between Oscar and Ryan. I really don't care. It's a bunch of gossipy type of stuff. I'm not gonna get into all of that. Uh, but look, it seems like the fight is going to happen. Ryan announced that this next opponent has been selected, and hopefully the fight goes through. All right. You never know with the sport, but I've been getting requests, and I've been thinking about the fight, and the one problem, and I like the fight. Don't get it twisted. I love the fight. The only problem I have with this fight is that I really don't know how good Ryan really is at this point. You know, he looks good. He does. You know, um, but he's been facing a bunch of guys that the typical prospect would face when they're coming up. When you're young, and he's only 21 years old. Um, he's facing the proper guys as he's moving up, but this is straight from like the jump here is an extravagant jump. He did face Ramiro Duno. I would probably say that that was probably his best opponent up to date. That was a solid fighter, but he's going straight to Luke Campbell now. This is a championship level type of fighter. This is a world level fighter. And he's a different type of fighter than all of the other guys that Ryan has faced. Ryan's usually fighting guys that's coming forward in a straight line and that's just trying to be aggressive because they want to knock him out. They fight Ryan as if he's just some youngin that has a weak chin, a glass jaw, and they just load up on every shot and they just try to knock him out. You know, little tactics, okay? Not seeing much boxing ability. No, I haven't seen Ryan. I haven't seen. If he has, point me in the right direction. But I've had to see Ryan fight at least 5 or 6 times at this point, and I haven't seen him face anyone that had any real technical ability. You know, so not only is he stepping up, but he's fighting a really technical fighter, a fighter that Ryan is most likely to going to have to push forward and come forward in this fight. Okay, he may have to chase Luke in this fight because Luke is very comfortable with fighting on the outside. Uh, I know he has losses. Uh, he lost to Mendy in the first fight. He avenged that loss in a rematch. He lost to Lomachenko. He's lost to Jorge Linares. Uh, Especially those two very good fighters. Linares is a very, very good fighter. Very, very good fighter. All right. I know he took a loss. Linares took a loss, a knockout loss at 140, right after he had lost to Lomachenko. But don't dig too deep into that because Linares is a top guy at 135 still, in my opinion. And Lomachenko's Lomachenko. Um, it's definitely a good test. Is it too much of a test for Ryan? Because Ryan can't fight the same way in this fight. He can't take the same exact approach because he's facing a guy that's not going to just be chasing him. Luke is usually normally moving laterally once you coming towards him. Okay, he's parrying a lot. He's using his jab. He's keeping a distance. It's a southpaw, and he's trying to, he's working behind that jab. He likes to maintain that distance. He's always measuring you. He's that type of fighter. He's not going in there trying to knock your head off. He's a safety first fighter. Now he doesn't have much power, and I think that's one of Luke's biggest disadvantages because he boxes pretty well. It's just that when he's usually fighting on a higher level, his opponents is not really respecting his punch power like that, you know? So they usually become more aggressive, you know? Look at Linares and him dropping Luke early during those coronations, you know? Um, Linares is a fighter that many believe has kind of a glass jaw, yet he was very comfortable with getting on the inside, closing the gap between the two, and getting busy and going to work. So same thing as Lomachenko. You know, Loma got hit a lot in that fight, but he was very comfortable with getting in and roughing Luke up. That's what you have to do to win. This time around, I don't know if Ryan can go into that bag because I haven't seen it yet. And again, if you have seen it, let me know. If there's a fight where you see Ryan just being really aggressive coming forward against a technical fighter, a rangy fighter, you know, a good counterpuncher, a guy that's setting traps, point me in that direction. But I haven't seen it yet. So for this fight, you're not going to get a prediction from me because I really don't know what Ryan is capable of against a fighter like this. I have no idea. Now, after the fight is over, then I will have something where I can compare to here. I don't have anything here with Ryan. I don't get much here. Um, but I'm glad the fight is happening. I mean, it's a very good test. Uh, I think Jorge Linares was too much of a test for Ryan. You know, I know these guys like Teofimo and Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia and Shakur Stevenson. They're all around the same age, so they're all moving at different paces, which is okay. I think Teofimo is kind of in the lead here. I mean, you have Shakur, and Shakur is not in that weight class, but he's moving to 130. He's moved to 130, but he collected a title down at 126. Okay, so he's somewhat accomplished. Okay, uh, but out of all of the four of those guys, I would say Ryan is really still at a prospect level to me. You know, more so than everybody else I just named. I mean, the other two guys, Teofimo and Devin Haney, are actually holding titles at 135 already. Uh, this is a big step for Ryan. But he looks good. He looks good, but I want to see more. I still want to see more. You know, Luke is a good test, but Luke might be too much for him. And you fighting Luke at a time where he's extremely experienced. I mean, this is an Olympic gold medalist that's faced guys like Loma and Linares. There's nothing that I could see in Ryan's game that would make me think he's bringing more to the table than those two guys. You know, I mean, he's very fast, great hand speed, got a great left hook. But that left hook is easy to land that when you're fighting the guys that he's been facing. I mean, these guys are literally, especially that last guy he knocked out, they're literally walking right into the hook. You know? So I really don't know who's going to win this fight. But I wouldn't be surprised if Luke won. I mean, if I had to pick someone, I would pick Luke only because I know what he's bringing to the table. Ryan, I don't know what he got at this level. I really don't know. You know, I really don't know. So I'm looking forward to the fight. Uh, I actually think the Javier Fortuna fight was and I'm not trying to diss Fortuna at all. I'm not trying to diss him because he is a top contender at 135. He has been. But Javier Fortuna is a little wild. You know, he's a guy that leaves himself open at times. He's a little wild. He's a fun fighter to watch, but I can see Ryan possibly hurting him and catching him with something. Luke, on the other hand, is more defensive minded. You know, he's more safe. So this could be a bad matchup for Ryan. I think people are looking at it as in, well, Ryan has a good chance because Luke lost twice already. He's been dropped in those losses. And they're just looking at it as in, you know, let's see how he does against a fighter that's been in the ring and went the distance with Loma and Linares. But this can really, really backfire, you know? But hey, we'll see, you know? I mean, listen, I personally don't think Ryan should be taking a fight, a jump this big. But if you're going to keep boasting and bragging about your popularity, do it. You know, he's a very popular guy on social media. Um, you know, he's doing a lot of talking. He was doing talking with Tank Davis on social media, and Devin Haney, obviously. And listen, I mean, he's a star. You know, he has a lot of fans. So put him in there. But as far as the ring, if we're not talking about outside of the ring, as far as what's going on in the ring, I really don't know what he has yet. I know he looks great, but you know, who are we basing this on? Romero Duno alone? We need Duno hasn't proven himself at the very, very elite level. Neither. It was a good win, but look at the way he fought. He doesn't fight like Luke, you know? Um, anyway, I love the fight. I love the fight. But I could see Luke giving Ryan some serious trouble. All right, with that distance. Can Ryan close the gap? I don't know. You know, and it's risky trying to close it because you find a guy that's good at setting traps and countering. All right. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. We'll revisit this. I want to hear your thoughts. I'll definitely be making another video before that, but right now, based on what I've seen, I'm kind of leaning towards Luke more because I know more about him. All right. Peace.